Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Essential Book Drop. We're featuring our top 3 new releases that you can see and download at essentialbookdrop.com. Happy Monday, everyone. It's October 20th, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this mix today. Some really interesting stuff.
Absolutely. And that's what we try to do, right? Take these compelling new books, sociology, history, memoir, and kind of pull out the key ideas for you.
Right. Not just a summary, but digging into the themes, the strategies, the contradictions sometimes.
Exactly. And speaking of contradictions, let's start with, a place that's living in 2 different times at once. We're kicking off with The Quiet Zone, unraveling the mystery of a town suspended in silence. It's by Stephen Kurczy. Genre is sociology of rural areas, but it reads like really immersive journalism.
Oh, totally. It's instantly fascinating. It's about Green Bank, West Virginia, way out there in the Appalachians.
Right.
And it's basically the last truly quiet town in America. Legally quiet, I mean. Cell phones, Wi-Fi, all banned.
Like completely banned.
Completely by law to create this, bubble.
And the reason for the ban, well, that's the kicker, isn't it? It's not because they hate tech.
No, not at all. It's the opposite almost.
It's to protect this massive radio telescope array at the Green Bank Observatory. Cutting-edge stuff.
Yeah, they're listening for, signals from the universe. Super faint signals.
Your phone or even just your home Wi-Fi router would totally swamp those signals.
Exactly. So the people living there, even kids in school, they have to live without all that digital connection we take for granted.
So astronomers can connect with the cosmos.
Wow. That's the paradox at the heart of it. And Kurczy, the author, his approach is key. He didn't just, fly in and out.
Right.
He actually moved there, lived there, became one of the neighbors.
Immersive.
Totally. So he captures these really specific things like shopping at the general store, church meetings, square dancing.
Real slice of life stuff.
Yeah, and even going target shooting with a 7-year-old, trying the local moonshine. It makes the place feel incredibly real.
And that closeness lets him show how this quiet affects everyone differently, I imagine.
It does, because the book shows it's not all, peaceful tranquility. For some people, it's a refuge. He calls them electromagnetic refugees.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah.
People sensitive to signals.
Yeah, people who believe they physically suffer from exposure to Wi-Fi, cell signals, that kind of thing. And Green Bank is basically the only place they can go in the U.S. to escape it all.
Wow, okay.
But, and this is the other side, for a lot of people, especially the younger ones, it's not a refuge.
It's more like a prison.
Kind of, yeah. They feel completely cut off from the wider world that they only see on, TV. They're desperate for that connection.
Makes you think about what silence actually costs. Or what connection costs.
Exactly. The book uses this town to make us question everything about our hyper-connected lives. Is this enforced quiet protecting people, or is it controlling them? Is silence always good? Or can it hide things, provincial attitudes, maybe even darker stuff? It's a really profound look at what silence even means in, 2025.
That's a great point. Okay, so if The Quiet Zone is about power through sort of mandated silence and restriction, let's shift gears. Our next deep dive looks at power through history and maybe reclaiming narratives.
Okay.
It's The House of Lincoln, a novel by Nancy Horan. This one falls under women's historical fiction, and listeners might know Horan from her huge bestseller, Loving Frank.
Yes, she's really skilled at that, taking these massive historical figures, often men, and showing them through the eyes of women who were actually there but maybe overlooked.
And she does that here with Lincoln.
She does, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. It's not focused on Mary Lincoln, though she's a major character. The main perspective is from a 14-year-old girl named Anna Ferreira.
Anna Ferreira.
Okay, who is she?
She's an asylum seeker, arrives in Springfield from Madeira, Portugal. So right away you have this outsider's view.
Ah, I see. And how does she connect with the Lincolns? She gets a job working in their household, helping Mary with the boys, who were apparently quite a handful.
I bet.
And with all the duties of being a hostess for a politician on the rise. So Anna sees everything. Lincoln's evolution, the politics, the family stress, all from the inside.
So you get the domestic view alongside the historical destiny unfolding.
Exactly. And what's really compelling is how this perspective allows Horan to portray Mary Lincoln.
How so? She often gets a bad rap in history, doesn't she?
Totally. Often just painted as volatile or unstable. But Horan, through Anna's eyes, shows her in full complexity. Smart, ambitious, but also deeply troubled and struggling with immense pressure. not a caricature at all.
That sounds much more nuanced. Does Anna's perspective do more than just sort of humanize the Lincolns?
Oh, definitely. Her being an outsider is crucial. She becomes friends with Cal, who is an African-American woman living in Springfield.
Okay.
And through Cal, Anna gets connected to the realities of slavery and the Underground Railroad, right there in Lincolnstown.
So it broadens the scope beyond just the Lincoln family drama.
Massively. It shows the context. It shows that the issues Lincoln was grappling with nationally were playing out right there on his doorstep. Horan connects Anna's story to that larger struggle.
The book goes quite late, though, doesn't it? All the way to 1908. Does that work, or does it feel tacked on?
That's a fair question. It does extend well past the Civil War. The novel actually culminates with Anna as an eyewitness to the Springfield race riot of 1908.
Wow, I didn't even know about that riot.
Not many people do, but Horan uses it deliberately. It serves as this really powerful and frankly unsettling epilogue.
Showing that emancipation didn't just magically fix everything.
Precisely. It underscores how the promises of that era remained unfulfilled for generations. It makes the history feel incredibly immediate and relevant to today. Gives the whole novel this extra layer of weight, you know?
Yeah, that sounds powerful. Okay, so we've gone from mandated silence to historical perspectives. Let's make one more shift. From the power of history to the power of image. Our final deep dive is The Look by Michelle Obama. This is women's memoirs, and it's also out as an Audible audiobook.
Yes, and this one is visually quite different. It's almost like a style analysis presented as a memoir, beautifully put together over 200 photos, lots of them never seen before. And it tracks her style evolution basically from the early Senate campaign days right through to her life after the White House.
But it's more than just pictures of outfits, right? What's the core idea here?
Right. The central theme, and this is what makes it interesting, is how she consciously used fashion, something often dismissed as, frivolous or superficial.
Sure. Right.
She used it strategically to draw attention, to underscore her message, to connect with people. It was very much a calculated part of her communication.
Using appearance as a tool, basically.
Exactly, a tool of influence. And the book gives you this amazing behind-the-scenes look at how that happened. You hear directly from her team. Her stylist, Meredith Koop, is in there. Her makeup artist, Carl Ray. Her hairstylists, Yenny Damtu, Johnny Wright, and Jerry Radway. Even some of the designers.
Wow.
It shows the collaboration, the thought process. It wasn't just her grabbing a dress. It was like a coordinated effort.
So you can really see the strategy behind the choices. Like, thinking back to the First Lady years, those colorful sheath dresses, the cardigans.
Right. And she talks about that. Choosing affordable brands like J.Crew, sometimes that was deliberate. A way to seem accessible, to push back against the elitist tag.
And the sleeveless dresses. That felt like a statement, too.
It was. She talks about wanting to project strength, health, and she consistently used her platform to boost emerging designers, especially Black designers. That was very intentional.
And then post-White House, you see a shift, right?
Oh, yeah. Big time. The constraints are off. You see it in the Boulder suits, the denim, those amazing braids she wore. It's a visible shift from maybe the armor she needed as First Lady to a more personal, powerful self-expression. Still strategic, but different.
So what's the takeaway for someone reading this? What's the essential nugget?
Well, the bottom line, I think, is about intentionality. She makes a strong case that while confidence comes from within, the way you present yourself, your style, can be both armor and amplifier. Using clothes purposefully to help you feel like your best self, to project what you want to project. It makes you think differently about just, getting dressed in the morning.
It's fascinating how all three books, in such different ways, touch on communication and intention, whether it's enforced silence, historical narrative, or personal style.
Absolutely. It all comes down to how messages are sent, received, and controlled, doesn't it? Really interesting reads.
Well, thanks for joining us today. And if you want to take a look at any of these books, visit us at essentialbookdrop.com, and you'll have all the links right there. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Sounds great. See you then.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great new books. And whatever you do, remember this.
When you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.